In the blue corner, Usman Khattak.
The undefeated Usman Khattak. It has been a while since he was inside the unified cage.
Are you able to let them know?
A couple of years, in fact, representing Dynamic. You see in his corner, Vince Gentili, Nick Felber.
You know, Dynamic primarily known for their a strong stand-up game, but they have solid wrestling, solid jiu-jitsu, but they always put out really strong strikers. And so I'm interested to see. I remember we called one of Khattak's fights together, which is unspecific because we called quite a few. But I remember that name specifically. He comes, he tries to throw bombs, tactical kickboxing. So I'm interested to see how tonight goes. For tonight, you know, at 155, this is a tough weight class. It's where you start seeing guys have a knockout power, and they can still move fast. So.
And what's great is we're seeing so many great gyms across the Great White North, and Dynamic is one of these gyms that producing this young talent.
Consistent.
Yeah, consistent young talent. And Vince was telling me, Usman is just one of these kids that if he's on his A game, he's going to be unstoppable. He has a different level of focus, but it's just putting it all together.
Yeah,
and dealing with life.
Yeah, and you know, no one wants to be that guy who's a gym warrior, so to speak. They show their best game in the gym. So I'm hoping tonight we see Usman really show what he can do. You know, but not an easy test. Every time, especially when you're fighting pro, you're fighting for keeps, so to speak. So I'm very interested to see how tonight goes, especially after a layoff like that. But he's got a great team behind him. It always puts forth, consistently good fighters, technically sound fighters. So I'm excited for this fight.
A young father, he's got 2 kids and 1 on the way. As he welcomes in his opponent who's making his professional debut.
Now fight fans making their way to the unified cage in the red corner, Ahmad Aburajoh.
Ahmad Aburajoh making the trek for the first time. Serious look on his face.
Yeah. Solid team behind him. A couple other fighters from Kingdom as well fighting tonight, which is helpful just in terms of having people that are consistently there to help you along the way, so to speak. People that can help keep you accountable, especially when you don't have as much experience as you can. You're making your pro debut, so having other people keep you accountable. That's the other thing about coming from a good gym. Coaches will call you, training partners will call you, and say, "Get your butt in the gym," and then that's the key. I don't think I've ever heard this remix of Gangster's Paradise. But, Aburajoh coming from a very good gym and looks ripped up.
Tremendous.
And looks like he's ready to do damage. I'm very interested in this fight. Athletic specimen against very technically sound fighter. Let's see what happens tonight.
Aburajoh with mean mugging, and I don't think he's intending to do that. That's just his look.
That's just his face. Extreme cauliflowering on the one ear. But I'm interested to see tonight's output. Especially not seeing their amateur, if they have any, and coming out and making your pro debut against a tough opponent.
This bout scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight ranks. Channeling good energy. Aburajoh as he steps inside the unified cage. All right, the pro is ready to throw down. Don Andrews will give us the details of this lightweight encounter as we look at the tail of the tape. Everything relatively even. Khattak with a little bit more experience. Don Andrews.
Fight fans, our first pro fight of the night scheduled 3 5-minute rounds in our unified lightweight division. This fight sponsored by 247ibet.ca. Introducing first, this man fighting out of the blue corner. Standing 5 foot 9 inches tall, his official weight 157.2 pounds. His professional record, 1 win, no losses, no draws. Fighting out of dynamic MMA in Calgary, Alberta. Please welcome Usman Khattak. Across the cage, his opponent, this man fighting out of the red corner. Standing 5 foot 9 inches tall, his official weight 153.8 pounds. Fighting out of Kingdom MMA in Onaway, Alberta, and tonight making his pro debut. Please welcome the beast from the Middle East, Ahmad Aburajoh. Sound of the bell. Your referee in charge is Luke Boutin.
Luke Boutin, the third man inside the unified cage. Big pop for Ahmad Aburajoh. He's making his pro debut against Usman Khattak. Khattak's team said one of his biggest strengths is his ability to remain calm. Nothing phases him.
Aburajoh with a strong grappling background as well, wrestling even as recently as the 2024 Golden Bear Invitational. So I'm interested to see how he tries to implement potentially his game plan, but there's someone that touches and moves, very technical striker.
Looking for that takedown.
Looking for that driving through that double, hard pressure, looking to lock his hands against the cage. Khattak has to know that that has to be part of the background. Look at all that pressure that Aburajoh trying to create, lock those hands, and he's got them locked.
And I do like the kind of nonchalant approach of Khattak, that he's not stressed.
Yep.
He's trying to remain calm. He's like, I've been here, I've done this before.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference. You can really like lean on that experience, and also knowing during training camp that, you know, that my opponent's going to try and muscle me down to the ground as he's trying there, try to turn your opponent, and just like, I'm against the cage, I can't stay here too long, but I'm going to chip him up while I'm against here and make him pay and make him think and lose a lot of that energy that he needs to finish those takedowns.
Elbows
big
coming.
Elbow.
Yeah, you could see it.
From grandma's basement, that big elbow, my goodness. So looking to hit that turn and
looking for the takedown. Yeah. Scored. Khattak, you saw he was trying to look for the reversal, just didn't materialize.
Yeah, looking for, you know, that judo hip throw for Goshi, but that's unfortunately exposed yourself a little bit. Passes the half guard, staying tight, pinning his opponent down.
Had an arm choke, perhaps.
Looking for
manifesting, no. Khattak wise to it.
Really creating that space between that shoulder and his neck and keeping that elbow down for him instead, letting it prop up, open it up. But it's pro. Elbows are legal now. From bottom, too. Nice little frame up from Khattak. Not letting Aburajoh put all his weight on him. It's important.
And Khattak moving out of the way, not taking any damage in the early goings of round one. And Aburajoh using a lot of energy, right?
He is, but at the same time, he's spending also that time looking to pin his opponent's shoulders on the mat, so his opponent wears his weight, so to speak. But we'll see if this goes round two. There's a lot of energy spent, A, in the takedown, and B, holding your opponent down. Khattak seeming very even keel, so to speak. And look, he's starting to get up. Aburajoh looking for a Darce, it looks like. Looking for a three-quarter Nelson, so to speak. And yeah, smart move from Khattak.
Just getting back up.
Aburajoh
looking for the takedown again. Khattak defending well up against the cage, and he is down.
And he's isolating that arm, but he can't give up his back. Which he did. Aburajoh
Great strategy.
Yeah.
Just making it as physical and as abusive as possible. Just whatever presents itself, right?
100%, you know what I mean? Just staying on tight. Look for that nice little elbow there.
And then changes levels. Great choice. Khattak with some short elbows. Both guys trying to make it violent.
High single lift into a trip.
And I thought there was some blood. I think the elbow by Khattak scored.
Just that little one. It doesn't take much. It's hard. It's sharp. It doesn't take much space. So we'll see where it is. But he's right now, Khattak's not in a great spot in front of the corner of Aburajoh. But what he's hoping to do is get this finish so that the ref can't see how bad that cut is.
but I love Khattak's defensive abilities. Oh, jumping for the guillotine. Is it wise? And that tap is there, yes! Aburajoh getting the submission in round 1 after eating a big elbow. That's how you make your debut.
Definitely, definitely. Aburajoh, real smart play there. Felt the neck was in. Got good extension on it, and gross. But Khattak looked good though throughout that fight.
He did look good.
And here, scramble sets up. See that arm and guillotine, and as soon as they pop up right there, there's that space. Pops already in pretty deep, and just that extension. Really use that vice grip on the neck, try and extend and put pressure on that neck. That blood cleaned up pretty good. But nice little short elbow there from Khattak halfway through. Oh, nice little spot of hit too.
Yeah, right in the corner. Like
yeah, right underneath, I think, on the inside.
But a solid battle in the lightweight affair. We send it up to Unified Cage announcer Don Andrews to give us the decision.
Fight fans, this fight comes to a stop. 3 minutes, 48 seconds of the first round for your winner by tap due to guillotine choke. In the red corner, Ahmad Aburajoh.